Hello friends, welcome back to the Magickal Herbalist Apothecary. So today we're going to be delving into the magic and alchemy of the ritual anointing oil. So this is one of the most powerful substances that you can be using in your magical practice. Now, this kind of herbal oil is akin to food for the gods. So you can rightly think of the anointing oil as an enriched and highly charged potent substance. It's like a fuel which is teeming with energy and a spirit and a life force of its own. Now, to make a proper potent anointing oil, a basic carrier oil is going to be infused with a combination or a blend of herbs which are all in harmony together. So once the herbs are into the oil and they're macerating in there, they're having a very good time. So they're able to break down and release much of their components, and they blend together and they merge, they dance, they sing, they're having a very good time in the oil, which is preserving their life force, enabling them to create a synergy and to create something very potent and powerful, much more powerful than the sum of the parts. The enriched anointing oil is then used to transfer energy onto ritual items, such as this ritual cutting tool here, which is a flint, and by anointing the cutting tool, I am imbuing it with an energetic signature which can then be read and picked up by spirit. This is a way of consecrating or sanctifying a tool for ritual purposes. So other items which you might like to consecrate or to sanctify could be special stones and crystals that you use in your spell work. You may like to make and carry charms. So you can add anointing oil to herb and crystal blends and add these to charms. Of course, spell candles as well. So you're adding a layer of energy onto that candle, just building more meaning into your spell and building up its resonance. And of course, you may also wish to anoint yourself, as long as you're using herbs and essential oils in quantities that are skin safe. You can anoint yourself perhaps in any way that's intuitive to you. So you can anoint your wrists. Should your spell or ritual be for purposes of communication, you may anoint your thorax here. If it is a spell for wisdom, then perhaps your third eye. So in whichever way is symbolic or intuitive to you, it's perfectly acceptable to go with that feeling when you're anointing yourself. Just make sure it's not going to irritate your eyes. Okay, so let's break it down technically, what we're trying to achieve with the anointing oil. So we are bringing plant spirits together, we're blending and infusing them in order to create some alchemical potent substance which we can then use to attract and connect with other kinds of deities and spirits. There are many kinds of spirits. For example, there are elementals, water spirits, fire spirits, earth spirits, fairy spirits, angels, demons. There are spirits of love, there are spirits of justice and protection. And of course, there are those loved ones, spirits who have loved ones who have crossed over, and those spirits who we want to commune with and connect with. So the function here is indeed sophisticated and highly intentional. This is why the anointing oils that you use need to be conscientiously formulated using the right plants with the correct combination of properties in order to achieve a very specific and targeted effect. So anointing with the formulated ritual oil is a way of aligning your spirit and your intentions with external and powerful forces of the cosmos in order to bring about specific magical transformation. And of course, this is nothing less than spiritual alchemy. Here are four main purposes for using the ritual oil. So firstly, we have sanctification. Now this is purifying yourself, your tools, consecrating your tools in preparation for ritual or spell work. Then we have energy alignment. So this is connecting with planetary energies, lunar phases, the Sabbats, the seasons, and of course divine archetypes. Then we have spiritual connection. So this is using the anointing oil to create an energetic signature which can make you readable and detectable in the spiritual realm. And of course there's setting magical intention. So this is aligning your spells and rituals for love, protection, abundance and release through those corresponding plant spirits. So different anointing oils serve different magical purposes. Some examples are a lunar oil. This would be used for divination, intuition, clairvoyance, for dreams and deep emotional psychic work. A solar oil, on the other hand, may be used for health, strength, vitality or charisma. A love oil may be blended with Venusian herbs for romance, attraction, for self-esteem, for self-love. A manifestation oil for spells of success, abundance, for removing obstacles from one's path. There are so many different magical intentions, and each oil should correspond to that particular intention. When I'm talking about anointing oils, thinking about them, creating them, I always recall one of my favourite philosophical texts, which is Plato's The Symposium, in which a wise woman, Diotima, is explaining to Socrates what is the nature of love, the true nature of love, which she explains is a spirit, a demon, which is an ancient Greek demigod. We mortals, we are born with the capacity to love, but we are not love incarnate. Love can be diminished, it can be taken away from us. Sometimes we can feel love too strongly and at the inappropriate times. So love is something that we need to evoke, that we need to attract, and we also need to control like a wild spirit. So this is where the anointing oil, which uses those Venusian herbs, which possesses that Venusian spirit of beauty and delicacy and attraction and romance, can really play a very important role in helping us to evolve into our full potential, our fullness, our wholeness, so to speak. Which really is the essence of modern magic, which is very much underpinned by the ancient Greek epithet, know thyself. Of course, this is one of the core principles as well that you will find in spiritual alchemy. So I hope this little video has given you some ideas and inspiration about how you can use this powerful little alchemical substance in your magical practice. And indeed, alchemy is the word here. So what's going on inside these little bottles is really a metaphor for the heavenly virtues that we work towards acquiring when we practice magic.